in England, Bristol. Hello, everybody. Welcome. As promised, we have got Gerald Celente with us this evening. I have been watching him for years. He is the Houdini of trend forecasting. You may recall some of his catchphrases. When all else fails, they take you to war. We've got Keir Starmer trying to send our lads over to Ukraine. So Zelensky, his coke dealers can make even more bank, and BlackRock can divide the country up and have a higher rates of return. We're going to get to all that and these other phrases. It's a golden year for gold. And I think gold, I looked just earlier, it's hovering around $3,000. So people who have followed the trend journal, and we've got the link in the description box if you want 10% off, have made decent profits if they have followed Gerald's advice to go long gold, and it's going higher and higher. And silver is doing something similar as well. But huge thank you for coming on, man.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for all that you do.
Yeah, so there's so much happening in the world. You know, like I said, with Keir Starmer, Zelensky, we saw Zelensky get called on the carpet by Trump. I mean, what are you making of all of this? And how do you think it's going to pan out? Will there be a peace deal, or is it going to re-escalate?
You know, I've been at this for 45 years, and never before was one of our top trends for the new year called the wild card. It's a wild card. Nobody knows how this stuff's going to get played out. And there's the Trump card that's playing it. It's the Joker's wild. So let's go back to the Ukraine war. Here's the deal. Again, you go back to the Trends Journal. We said there's no way in the world when this began on February 24th, 2022, the war, that Ukraine's going to defeat Russia. This is really stupid. I mean, these are the Russians that, defeated the Germans in World War II after Operation Barbarossa, where they kill over 20-something million Russians, and they were the first ones to beat the Germans. Oh, these are the Russians when Napoleon left Poland with 420,000 troops, and he came back with 10,000. Okay? How are you going to beat the Russians? You're not going to beat them. So, what happened? Biden started pumping in all this money to keep this war going. Well, hundreds of billions of dollars. If Trump was president, and again, we're political atheists. I don't support any of them, just to make this clear. We're trend forecasters. We only look at the facts. If Trump was in, this wouldn't have happened. He wouldn't have gave all this money. So now here we are at this point. Now Trump is saying, okay, the Russians could take Crimea. And by the way, Russians didn't steal Crimea. They had a vote back, in 2014, I believe it was, where some 96, 97% of the people in Crimea voted to leave this thing. And again, make this very clear. This has been going on for since Catherine the Great, this Ukrainian back and forth stuff. Once upon a time, there was a guy in America called George Washington. This was a cat that crossed the Delaware that actually fought, not like these little fat boys that couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag, or they got big mouths and little peckers and they can't do anything, that play president. This is a real guy that fought. Read his farewell address. Don't become involved in any foreign entanglements. Basically, this crap's been going on for thousands of years, and we're not going to fix it. So going back to Trump, if he lives by that, there's not going to be the money coming into the UK, into Ukraine to keep this going, even though Starmer and Macron, the little Catzon, and the other guy, clown guy from BlackRock, that's the chancellor in waiting now in Germany, are going to give him more money. Without the U.S. support, it's not going to keep going. So what's going to happen? I believe there's a possibility that Ukraine is going to do something to escalate this war, like bombing a nuclear power plant, Russian oil facilities, doing something, a false flag, anything to get more support on this war. They're not going to back off. They're not going to back off. Remember, it's the neo-Nazis that are in charge over there. So again, just to make this clear, this is your Trends Journal back in 2014. The United States overthrow the democratically elected government of Viktor Yanukovych. All in detail. So people have no idea about how this thing started, where it's going, and what's next. So it's a wild card. It's a wild card.
So, Gerald, what do you think about Piers Morgan here saying that Russia behaving like the Nazis? Putin, he's going to take Ukraine, then he's going to take Poland. Ukraine is an independent democratic country. Zelensky was elected by a landslide. What do you say to Piers Morgan?
I'd say, why would anybody listen to this little stupid piece of shit with a pair of balls probably smaller than a mothball and a pecker about that big? How could anybody be so stupid to suck up of the crap spewing out of this ballless little boy's mouth? He's nothing more than a prostitute. He's a media whore that gets paid to put out by his corporate pimps and his government whoremasters. Capiche? And again, I want to make this clear. You can look it up. I used to be on Oprah, The Today Show, Good Morning America, CNN, everybody all the time. Once you start disagreeing with the shit that they like to shove down people's throat to swallow, they don't want you on anymore. Look at all the people on the American media talking about peace. Find me one. Find me one. You're not allowed.
So Keir Starmer's talking about conscription and sending young British lads to the bloodbath to sacrifice themselves in Ukraine. What do you make of that?
If this wars continue the way they are, it's going to be the end of life on Earth. How moronic and stupid could the public be to listen to this crap about putting more money into the military? If it's war against Russia, it's going to be nuclear annihilation. Matter of fact, there's a place called Virginia Military Institute in America, a very top place. They brought me over there back in 2000. This is one of my books, Trends 2000, international bestseller, to speak about new millennium warfare. You got it? It's a whole different warfare. They're not fighting with bows and arrows anymore. Oh, all those aircraft carriers ain't worth nothing. It's a whole new world. The stupidity of putting money into the military-industrial complex. Again, when all else fails, they take you to war. Again, look at the little jerk-off you got over there running now. That's going to be running MUSK, the guy in Germany. Germany's in a recession. It's in a recession. The third largest country economically in the world. Europe's largest economy in a recession. France's economy, the UK's economy, they're crap. We're going to put more money into the military. We're going to fight. Hey, could you imagine Starmer fighting? Could you imagine a little boy fighting my little Catso Macron? How can you be so stupid to swallow the shit coming out of the mouth of these clowns? How can you be so stupid? It will be the end of life on Earth. Oh, and now Trump bombs away over Yemen? Yeah. Why, those dirty terrorists? Oh, why are they terrorists? Why they're bombing those ships? Yeah, why are they bombing the ships? To stop the genocide in Israel. Why, how dare you call it genocide? We could kill who we want. Hey, kill any Lebanese today? How many Syrians? All right. Now they're ramping up that war. They're ramping up the war against Iran. They're ramping up the war against Russia. You got maniacs in charge. What's your favorite war? You like World War II? No, I like World War I the best. I love the Peloponnesian War. Oh, the War of Roses was so lovely. Oh, hey, what's your favorite crusade? I like the 8th better than the 12th. All right? You got crazy people running the show. They're maniacs. Oh, by the way, I was the assistant to the Secretary of the New York State Senate at 26 years old. Oh, there's me picking up Ronald Reagan. I had the picture, put on a brunch for 16 of our board of directors 2 days before he's announcing against Gerald Ford. He's going to run in 1976. Oh, I've been with the Prince of Norway. I've been with that little clown major one time. Yep, you got over there. I know what the show looks like. It's a freak show. It's a freak show.
Starmer's comparing himself to Churchill. Do you think Keir Starmer has the charisma of Churchill?
Yeah, little scumbag bastard that should rot in hell. That Churchill? The Churchill, we hate those Iranians. Oh, yeah, Churchill hated him too, didn't he? Him along with Kermit Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt's grandson, great-grandson, the MI6 and the CIA that overthrew Mossadegh, the president democratically elected in Iran in 1953, because the only newspaper that printed this in 2017 was the Financial Times. Winston Churchill, MI6, and Kermit Roosevelt, the CIA, they overthrew the government of Mossadegh, brought in the Shah, and created the Savak, the secret police. Yeah, that made the SS look good. And you know why? Why, that dirty Mossadegh? He said that oil did not belong to Anglo-Iranian oil, better known today as BP, or Standard Oil, better known today as ExxonMobil. And that scumbag Churchill, that little warmongering shit that could, and again, another little slob that couldn't fight, but they love war. Yeah, we got to overthrow the government. It's right there for everybody to read how they overthrew the Iranian government and how they still teach us to hate the Iranians because they got rid of the dictator, the Shah. That Churchill?
So, what are your thoughts on Netanyahu?
You mean Milikowski? The Ashkenazi? That was spelled with an N-A-Z-I at the end? That one? What do I think about a murderer? What are you kidding? It's disgusting. Oh, and by the way, Trump is totally on the Zionism. It's a nationalistic movement. It has nothing to do with religion. Or is that what the guy Herzl invented it? What, in 1890? And I'm tired of hearing this fairy tale. Oh, they're bullshitting this crap out. They got that little clown they brought in, the United States head of the United States ambassador to Israel, Huckleberry, Huckle crap. God gave this land to Israel when he told Moses 3,500 years ago that this land belongs to the Jewish people. Hey, got some. What if I don't believe in this fairy tale that God told Abraham? Was God got lockjaw? I ain't talked to anybody else since. I got to believe this stuff? Hey, take it easy, man. What if I don't believe in your religion? Not telling you to believe in mine. I don't want to hear this fairy tale anymore. Oh, by the way, I launched the Universal Church of Freedom, Peace, and Justice, and I have major rallies of peace. So my religion doesn't go along with your fairy tale. I mean, God told Abraham. Who are you talking to?
Well, if you say you want peace, you're just a Putin repeater. That's what they're saying here. You're just a communist. It's like McCarthyism all over again.
Anybody that wants to go fight and supports a war, pack up your stuff, put on your drag, go out there and fight, send your money, send your wife, your kids, your transgenders, go out there and fight or shut your mouth. Every one of you people and every one of you politicians that want war, that support it, go over there and fight or shut up. Got it? And again, I'm an American. I believe in George Washington. Read his farewell address. Don't love a nation, don't hate a nation. Because if you do, you become a slave to them. And that's all we are. Plantation workers of Slavelandia.
Yeah, the days of Marcus Aurelius are well over. Look at, I mean, Keir Starmer, he looks like a worm. He's so expressionless.
I know.
Pure evil.
Yep.
So did God give America free shipping lanes and the Panama Canal?
You know, Well, you mean the United States when they killed all those people and made their own canal? What the hell are you doing down there? Everybody should read the book, going back to that time, War's a Racket by Smedley Butler, the most decorated Marine in the history of America at the time. He goes on to say what was going on back then and how the United States was down in South America, going one country after continent after continent. Terrible. Oh, and Trump sold himself as a peace candidate, right? How about a piece of crap? Hey, I want that Panama Canal. Hey, give me Greenland. Hey, Canada, change your name. Oh, hey, wait a minute. What's he doing now? Peace candidate? He's threatening the Yemens, the Houthis. You see the stuff he's writing? You see what he's doing with supporting the genocide? Well, another $4 billion of our money to go keep slaughtering innocent people? So he's two-faced. Maybe more than two. You know, I had lunch with his brother, by the way, back in 2017, his brother Robert. They had a restaurant across the river over here in Wasaic. And Trump was president back then. The brother goes on to tell me that when the father died, they left the family. He left the family over $500 million worth of real estate. Like, right? Trump, like all the rest of these little boys, they're nothing more than little spoiled daddy's boy. Oh, don't believe me? You want to go up to Canada. You had that little Trudeau. We don't know who his daddy was. They say Fidel, but we're not sure. Maybe Pierre. Oh, you got this little Gatzone that's now running for mayor in New York. He was the governor. My daddy was Mario Cuomo. You had another little jerk off. What's his name? Georgie Bush. With a brain smaller than a pea. Oh, my daddy was George Bush. My uncle was Prescott. It's one big club, all right? It's a crime syndicate that people call a government.
So, Gerald, we salute the work, the activism you're doing, you, Scott Ritter, etc., campaigning for peace. But some nights when you're contemplating human nature and corruption, does it not get you down to think that it's immutable? Human nature is corrupt, and there's always going to be these psychopaths rising to the top and just collateral damage. They don't give a shit. Halliburton, Cheney, Bush crime family, Clinton crime. It just seems to go round and round and round.
Yeah, it breaks my heart. To me, the only thing that I could see change it is a renaissance. Again, the Renaissance followed the Black Plague. Europe destroyed itself with its filthy sanitation. But it couldn't happen without the Medicis. You need the dough to make it happen. Could you imagine if the billionaires gave us $1 billion for a peace movement? We'd have it tomorrow. Not a penny for peace. Not a penny for peace. And by the way, you talked about Clinton. This is a T-shirt that I had made up when he ran for president, just to show you the way I feel about things, back in 1992. Could you see that?
Yes.
Beware Slick Willie. And if you go to Trends Journal, you could get these T-shirts. Could you see that?
Yep.
That's who they are. These are low-life pieces of shit that are running our world. They're low-life pieces of shit telling you what to do. So I'm a different kind of guy. I'm a lucky guy, man. I'm a Napolitano, born in the Bronx, right after the war. You're free to be yourself. I get in a fight, my father, may rest in peace. You say, you little bastard, you think I'm telling you what I'm telling you because I want you to be like me? I want you to become yourself. That was the America I grew up in. This was truly a land of opportunity. They robbed it from us. One criminal after another. I'm a Republican. I'm a Democrat. I got a mind smaller than a penny. All right?
Viewers, wherever you are watching the world, whatever platform you're on, we have got Gerald Celente on. He's been forecasting trends for decades. He's nailed it with gold. And in the description box are links. We've got his YouTube channel. We've got his X. We've also got a 10% discount code on his trends journal. Rather than read the toilet paper of record Wall Street Journal, which costs a fortune, Gerald's Trends Journal is a fraction of the price, and you get 10% off with the link in the description box. So, what hope do we